Every single day, nearly 70 million people walk into a McDonald's somewhere in the world. They order burgers, fries, chicken nuggets, and soft drinks. Most people believe that's how McDonald's became one of the richest companies on earth. But that isn't the whole story. In fact, it's not even the most important part. Because McDonald's isn't just selling food. It's selling something far more valuable. Here's the secret. McDonald's isn't just one of the world's largest fast food companies. It's also one of the world's largest real estate businesses. That sounds impossible. How can a company famous for burgers make billions from real estate? To understand that, we need to go back to the beginning. When McDonald's first started, it was simply a small hamburger restaurant, trying to serve food faster than everyone else. The food was affordable, the service was incredibly fast, and customers loved it. Soon, people lined up every day just to eat there. But success created a new problem. One restaurant couldn't serve an entire country. If McDonald's wanted to grow, it needed hundreds, then thousands, of new locations. Building thousands of restaurants would cost an enormous amount of money. There had to be another way. That's when McDonald's embraced the franchise model. Instead of owning every restaurant, independent business owners would run them. A franchise owner invests their own money, hires employees, runs the restaurant every day, and follows McDonald's strict standards. In return, the owner pays McDonald's an initial franchise fee, ongoing royalty payments, and contributions toward advertising. But that's still not where the biggest money comes from. Here's what most people never realize. In many cases, McDonald's doesn't just approve the location. It buys the land itself. Then, McDonald's builds the restaurant. Not for itself, but for the franchise owner. The franchise owner doesn't usually own the land. Instead, they rent it from McDonald's. Every month. Think about that for a moment. McDonald's earns money, whether it sells one burger or 1,000 burgers, because the rent still gets paid. That's why experts often say McDonald's sells burgers to support its real estate business, not the other way around. But owning valuable land creates another advantage. Over time, land in busy cities usually becomes more valuable. A burger sells once, but great real estate can generate income for decades. That's a completely different business model. That's why McDonald's carefully chooses busy intersections, shopping districts, highway exits, and places with heavy traffic. The better the location, the more customers visit, the more successful the franchise owner becomes, and the stronger McDonald's business becomes. Suddenly, you realize something. McDonald's isn't simply looking for places to sell burgers. It's looking for some of the best commercial real estate in the world. But owning land alone doesn't guarantee success. A restaurant still has to make money. That's why McDonald's built one of the most efficient business systems ever created. Every kitchen is designed almost exactly the same. Whether you're in New York, London, Tokyo, or Lagos, the system barely changes. Every employee learns the same process, the same cooking times, the same food preparation, the same customer service. That's why a Big Mac tastes almost the same, no matter where you buy it. Customers know exactly what to expect, and consistency builds trust. When people trust the brand, they keep coming back again and again. But there is another business most customers never notice. Every burger, every cup, every napkin, every box comes from carefully selected suppliers. McDonald's doesn't produce everything itself. Instead, it works with thousands of suppliers around the world. Each one specializes in making one product extremely well. This allows McDonald's to focus on what it does best: running restaurants, building its brand, and expanding its real estate empire. The result is one of the most efficient supply chains ever created. Millions of meals can be served every single day. By now, you can probably see the pattern. McDonald's didn't become successful because it sells burgers. It became successful because it built a system that keeps making money long after the burger is gone. There's another reason McDonald's keeps winning. It doesn't wait for customers to find it. It places its restaurants exactly where people already are. Busy intersections, shopping malls, airports, highway exits, train stations. These aren't random choices. They're some of the most valuable locations in the world. Every extra customer means another meal sold, another royalty payment, and another month of rent. Even if one restaurant has a slow week, thousands of other locations are still operating around the world. That's the power of global scale. One restaurant can fail, but an entire global system keeps moving forward. That's what makes the business so resilient. But McDonald's doesn't just protect its business. It protects its brand. Because one bad customer experience can damage thousands of restaurants. That's why every franchise owner must follow strict rules, from food quality to restaurant design to customer service. Walk into a McDonald's almost anywhere in the world, and you'll immediately recognize it. The colors, the menu, the layout, the experience. That consistency creates trust, and trust brings customers back again and again. By this point, you probably see McDonald's differently. It's not simply a fast food chain. It's a carefully engineered business system designed to grow, protect itself, and generate income year after year. And here's something even more interesting. McDonald's doesn't spend decades guessing where to build next. It studies data, traffic, population, income, and customer behavior. Before a single brick is laid, McDonald's already knows approximately how many customers will visit that location every day. That reduces risk. Instead of hoping customers arrive, McDonald's builds where customers already exist. This simple strategy has been repeated thousands of times across more than 100 countries. The result is one of the most valuable restaurant brands ever created, not because it makes the best burgers, but because it built one of the smartest business systems the world has ever seen. The biggest lesson has nothing to do with burgers. McDonald's understood something that many businesses never do. Own the foundation, not just the product. The burger brings customers. The restaurant builds the brand. But the land creates long-term wealth. That's a completely different way of thinking. That's why investors, business owners, and entrepreneurs have studied McDonald's for decades. Not because of its menu, but because of its business model. The next time you see the Golden Arches, remember, you're not just looking at a restaurant. You're looking at one of the most successful real estate businesses ever created. Behind every burger sold, every fry served, and every drink poured is a business strategy that has been refined for generations. And maybe that's the biggest lesson of all. The world's biggest companies often make their biggest profits from something customers barely notice. The burger gets your attention, but the real estate builds the empire. That's the difference between selling a product and building lasting wealth. Once you understand this, you'll never look at McDonald's the same way again. You'll see a global network of property, business systems, and long-term strategy. The companies that survive for generations don't just sell great products. They build systems that continue creating value year after year, long after the first sale is made. The next time you pass a McDonald's, don't just see burgers and fries. See one of the greatest business machines ever created. The next time you order a Big Mac, remember, you're also walking into a carefully designed business ecosystem, one where the restaurant, the land, the franchise, the supply chain, and the brand all work together to create long-term wealth. That's why McDonald's has remained one of the most valuable companies in the world for decades. Not because it sells the most burgers, but because it built a business that earns money from multiple directions at the same time. The food attracts customers. The brand builds trust. The franchise model fuels expansion. And the real estate creates lasting value. Together, they form a business model that countless companies have tried to copy, but very few have ever matched.